Rivalry starting now.
Well, that answered our question for how this blind pick is going to work. Both teams choosing very strong yet versatile champions.
So interesting that we end up having the team so similar.
Yep, but we do have a little bit of variation on the summoner spells and already a little bit of variation on the items they got. Urgot for e-mFire's grabbing boots and potions.
Sorry, I thought MacNoon was going to wander up into that bush, check it out, but we lost vision of him. He went back. So at least we do have Uncle Ryze versus Dark Crystal Ryze. So we got a little bit of variety in the mid lane. We got different Urgot skins, so that's good.
Frost is in a very nice position here for an invade if they want to, but wards
I think they're going to invade on blue.
No matter which, that's where they're using the Clairvoyance, able to see exactly where NaJin was going for their jungle.
Oh, they haven't seen anyone yet, so they're a little suspicious. They check the bush with the Undertow Axe.
They're going to start it, but they're going to see.
Oh! The flash in, they put him down the hole, and Mokuta goes down! First blood drawn by Loco-Doco, and they're going to get the blue buff as well. Wow. And actually Loco-Doco taking the blue buff. Oh, they're going to leave one of the lizards. Oh my gosh. We're going to have another situation where Loco-Doco on Urgot is going to come back to lane with boots, pots, and Dorans, and a ward, and blue buff. Loco-Doco is going to be dominating bottom lane for the next couple minutes.
Yeah, not starting off well for e-mFire. Also, MacNoon had to use a lot of his mana to be able to check to see where MiG Frost was going to be coming in from. But it wasn't enough. He didn't actually see it in time, and they lost the first blood. He's already going to be behind in the laning phase as well. So we're seeing a little bit of a minion score disparity.
Level 1 gank by Madlife, it looks like. It's going to be a double.
No.
Oh, Cloud Templar misses the taunt. He actually might die for it. No, if he'd been on tower, he would have died there.
Yeah, a beautiful stun there to get one tower hit. Not enough to get the kill, but that might help to balance things out a little bit. See if Maokai tries to go for some sort of counter jungling, but no, he's just going to go back and grab his wolves. He is behind the level already. Gungmoon going in level 3 against MacNoon's level 2.
Oh, man.
I wonder if Olaf can pick up the other person's axe. Chuck it back at him.
What is this? This is nuts. We are seeing Loco-Doco do this this single lane Urgot play with the blue buff.
Yep.
We've seen that before. I forget which team busted that out at. Was that M5? That
yeah,
was M5
well, it wasn't for Urgot, but they did give the blue buff to their bottom lane, allow him to be a little bit more sustainable and fight against two champions on his own.
Someone did it with an Urgot, but. Anyway, then you've got this roaming Alistar as well, and he's roaming with Shen. They're like dual jungling. Loco-Doco, though, is not handling, well, Urgot very well.
Yeah, he is already down by 10 CS. That's going to be good for e-mFire to be able to muscle him out a little bit. Alistar, again, you were saying, is roaming around, but that's going to make it a little bit more difficult unless he can actually pull off some of those early ganks, which he's not able to do. What M5 was actually doing with the roaming Alistar is trying to go for an invasion, grabbing the red buff from the enemy team. So that's not going to be something they're in a position to do right now. And Maokai is going to be actually jungling for free.
This is so weird. So interesting, too, having Alistar jungle with Shen. And that's just crazy to have that double gank ability. Loco-Doco's going to have to go back, though. He's trying to hold his own down here in the bottom lane, but he's in danger of being killed off by Hero.
Yeah, that's very true. And MacNoon's had to use all of his potions so far. He did have a few extra potions and the cloth armor, so he was able to trade a bit with using the true damage from Reckless Swing. But now we see that Gung's going to start to take a little bit of advantage. However, MacNoon still has the 1 level up right now. He can put on a little bit more pressure for a little bit longer.
So crazy up here. MacNoon and Gunwim trading blows, trading Reckless Swings again. And do they have different items? Yes, we have boots.
Yep. Yeah,
actually on Gunwim, and we have a cloth armor on MacNoon. So MacNoon, well, actually MacNoon's taking more of the brunt of these blows though, regardless.
Yeah, the thing is MacNoon's winning in the minion score so far for the top lane, but the Ryze middle is beating Ryze middle at the moment. Hoon is a little bit behind in creep score compared to Rapid Star, but he did have to go back and grab that Sapphire Crystal. Meanwhile, Rapid Star was able to go back and immediately grab the Tear of the Goddess, so he's going to be gaining a lot more mana every time he uses an ability. Meanwhile, Hoon's going to have to wait until the next time he returns to finish off that item. It's going to give Rapid Star quite a bit of an advantage early on. Meanwhile, Mad Life is just trying to meander through, put on a little bit of mental pressure, but does get seen by that sapling from Maokai.
This is so weird. Sorry, I'm still just thrown off by this like roam Alistar thing, and Loco Doco is still soloing bottom basically as Urgot.
Yep, still getting zoned out pretty hard.
Did they give? No, they didn't give him their blue or anything. That's yeah, he's still getting zoned out though. So I'm not sure if it's best to have him down there by himself like this, but Ryze and Alistar preparing for a possible gank middle.
Yeah, but with Hoon so close to his own turret, that gank's not going to be too easy. However, Shen's going to... Nope, never mind. Looking like he was going to go towards the middle, but he does get spotted, so he's just going to back off. Meanwhile, MacNoon is doing quite a good job against Gunwoong, currently ahead by 10 CS. Was able to grab a few items first. Alright, on the choice that Gunwoong made for grabbing that Philosopher's Stone early, essentially he's saying, alright, I'm not winning in the CS, so I need to balance that out. And that's why he does grab that gold for 5 items. So he can still get roughly the same amount of gold, even though he doesn't have as many minion kills later in the game.
Excuse me, yeah.
But that's just going to snowball a little bit and continue to give MacNoon the advantage. MacNoon very comfortable on Olaf, so maybe a little bit more experience in that lane.
Yep. We already have the tier, by the way.
Yep.
Oh, and look, we might have the Olaf versus Olaf battle. Gunwoong is running for it instead of fighting it, but he's on tower now. MacNoon has taken enough damage as well. Either player could theoretically finish the other off if they got a good combo. Shen is heading up top. Is he? Oh, MacNoon almost in the wrong place for that ward there.
Yeah. Nice job that he was able to get that ward down in time and be able to back away. Shen is not quite level 6 yet, so he can't teleport in with his ultimate Stand United, which does give MacNoon the ability to be a little aggressive. MacNoon also forced Gunwoong to use his ultimate, so that's going to give MacNoon an advantage if he wants to do a fight again in the next minute or so. But he's got to go back and grab some items before he can be truly powerful and be able to fight against MiG Frost's Olaf.
It looks like he's almost waiting for a counter gank, waiting for someone to jump on Hoon so he can jump on then, but the lane is pushed out, so he's going to go back to the jungle, get the blue buff for Ryze. Well, one of them.
And for the two Urgots, we got double Doran's Blades on Loco Doco compared to a Brutalizer on Hero. So Hero's going to be able to spam out his abilities even more and just continue to zone. That's why we see Alistar heading back down to try to help out, even that out a little bit. The extra
really
life is going to be nice.
Yeah, once you get some cooldown reduction on Urgot, you can start hitting. I'm actually not sure what the point is where you can start hitting 3 of your Acid Hunters before you lose the lock.
Yeah.
But you can only usually hit 2 when you have a lock on, but if you get some cooldown reduction, you can then squeeze in 3.
Yep, and that's essentially a free hit that they can't do anything against if you do actually get the Noxian Curse to charge down.
So, we do have Mad Life back down at the bottom though, and it's kind of interesting because Loco Doco has hit 6, but he got zoned out so much that Hero's actually 7. So he didn't really gain much from having that solo experience.
Yeah, the roaming Alistar actually proving to be hurting MiG Frost with Loco Doco being so far behind right now. However, he's no stranger of comebacks.
He's no stranger to comebacks.
Oh, a lot of damage going on MacNoon. However, MacNoon does still have his ultimate in case he needs to drop that down. But Gunwoong has already come off cooldown. So they could be going into a really strong engagement very soon. MacNoon very low on mana though. Oh, now he's completely out. He's going to need to head back, which he wanted to do a while ago anyway. Be able to buy some cool items. And we actually see that Gungwoo caught up in creep score. So nice job by Gungwoo.
Nice.
Gonna get a Wriggles Lantern for Olaf.
It's the second time Macnoon has left Nexus without waiting another second for full mana.
Yeah, you regenerate it by the time you get back up. So he's going to have a Wriggles Lantern, be able to constantly put down wards, and be able to stay very safe. Also having that extra health regeneration is going to help him trade very nicely with Gungwoong's Olaf.
I was pointing it out since he mentioned that he ran out of mana.
Oh, but Gungwoong is going to actually be heading down towards Dragon. Shen had to recall, but he can teleport in if there's any sort of fight that's going to be happening.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like NaJin might actually be going for a gank on bottom instead of going for Dragon. There's pings going down at Dragon for both teams, actually.
Yeah, they're ping. e-mFire is pinging that Frost actually used their clairvoyance to check to see if e-mFire was going for the Dragon, which they weren't at the time. So a safety CV for Frost to let them know that they can actually put on a lot of pressure. Oh, nice. We actually see a lane change. Well, for temporarily, we're putting Shen up top.
Oh no, Mokuja gets caught. He's not getting out of this one. Actually, a little bit of a waste of an ultimate. Almost let him get away, but he does go down.
And that's going to leave Dragon completely open. Shen is able to jump in, making it 5 versus a potential 3. So that's going to give the first Dragon to MiG Frost.
Nicely done.
A little unfortunate for Maokai to get caught out of position.
MiG Frost has the only 2 kills in the game also. So MiG off to an early lead, almost a couple thousand gold.
Yep. Yeah, what I was saying before is that it was really smart for Frost to put Shen up top. He is normally able to hold top lane on his own quite well anyway. And then having his Stand United ultimate, he's able to teleport down the Dragon for the team fight. So he forces Macnoon to stay top, yet still has that global presence to be able to do a lot if it's necessary from his team.
Yeah, that is one of the major advantages of Shen. His ability to be anywhere he needs to be.
For a little while.
A little bit of an Olaf battle. Macnoon might be in trouble here, but he might be able to get an axe off. The Ignite goes down on both, and Gungwoong comes out ahead. The Olaf versus Olaf battle has finally reached its peak, and Gungwoong is the victor. Wow.
Yeah, it looked like well, they both had Kindle Gems, unless Macnoon just purchased his, but the extra health for Gungwoong helped him stay alive in that fight just a little bit longer. Very nice job for him to ignite early, too, to prevent a little bit of lifesteal that Macnoon was going to be getting from the Wriggles Lantern.
Yeah, very interesting. And, oh wow, going with the Boots of Lucidity on Olaf, actually. Huh.
Yeah, he wants to be able to make sure that he can spam a lot of his abilities against Macnoon. If he can be throwing out just a few extra axes compared to Macnoon's, those extra trades are really going to be in favor of Gungwoong, and that he can continue to push his advantage. He's only down by 6 CS, but he's up by 2 kills and an assist. So he's actually going to have quite a bit more gold, in addition to having 2 of those gold for 5 items in the Philosopher's Stone and the Heart of Gold. Is going to just continue to give more and more of a lead to Gungwoong. Nice decision making there by him, even though Macnoon was quite far ahead.
Trading reckless swings again. It's really interesting to see how the difference in builds is changing things up here at the top lane, because obviously they're the same hero. They've got the same creep score. Gungwoong, of course, has a kill, so he's got a little bit more gold, but just completely different builds on these guys, resulting actually in Gungwoong coming out ahead.
And we see Mad Life is heading in here. Cloud Templar's ultimate is almost off cooldown, so he can teleport in for a 3-person gank against Macnoon if they want to. Looks like Gungwoong's checking it out, but taking a little extra damage for no reason.
Oh, wow.
Oh, a lot of hurt going on Macnoon.
Yeah, Gungwoong, he was trying to bait him out so that Alistar could get on that, but I don't think Macnoon's coming off his tower right now. Oh, maybe. Oh, there comes Alistar. Are they going to dive him? I think they are going to. Nope, he's going to get out of there. They're just going to take some damage on the tower. I'm actually a little surprised they didn't dive him.
Yeah, no reason to push that right now. They just wanted to put on a little bit of damage on the turret, be able to take it down later. Mokuja is also in the area, so that could have been a gank that turned on them if they weren't cautious enough. They are up by 2k gold, MiG Frost that is, so it's something they definitely just want to try to increase slowly. They don't want to make any of the mistakes that they had last game for being a little too reckless.
And it looks like we might get our first tower here. Oh, Lokodoko has something to say about it, though. That tower is very low in health, though. 4 MiG down at the bottom.
And it looks like Urgot is going to head back and try to grab that. More damage going on McNew.
Oh, wow, he even dodged the tower hit there.
Urgot does want to head back, but he can't go quite yet. They want to make sure they can contest the blue of MiG Frost. When he does go back, he's most likely going to be grabbing that Glacial Shroud so he can get even more cooldown reduction, be able to spam out 3 of those abilities instead of 2 like you were talking about, but then also have just a bunch of extra health to be able to tank, or a bunch of extra armor to be able to tank a lot of the damage from Lokodoko. But Gungwoong left alone at the top lane is going to take down the first tower like you're talking about. Gank happening at the bottom lane. Good position switching from Lokodoko. Ultimate coming out from Mokuja. A lot of damage going on Lokodoko, but he is going to have to jump away. The ultimate from Cloud Templar came in to make it a 3-on-3. That's actually going to keep all the champions alive, but a gank.
Barely goes down.
An almost dive happened, but it was not necessary because of that Acid Hunter gaining that extra range when Noxian Corrosive Charge is being used. That's going to leave the turret very open as well, but some signals for backing off are going down. Very nice maneuver by NaJin e-mFire to pick up their first kill.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I didn't even see how he got that. Did he hit him with the Acid Hunter? Is that how Shen died?
I think, unless it was poison damage, I'm not sure.
Oh, right. Might have been it. Good point.
Wish we could pull up the readout for how much damage happened to each champion when they die.
Anyway, yeah, so... Sorry about that. Yeah, MiG losing a tower now. Losing a member of their team as well, so... NaJin says, you know what? You know what we think about early advantages? We take them out.
And it's good for NaJin to actually get that kill on Shen. He's the one that's going to be doing a lot of the global aggression, just being able to jump to whatever fight he's needed most at. Meanwhile, Urgot's already losing, so it's not that important to push him back further. It's better to disperse that. Meanwhile, we do have a 5-on-5 fight going on here.
Shen taunts on McNoon. McNoon now, though, in the middle of it, doing a ton of damage. Urgot goes down. Urgot goes down for NaJin. They're trying to get the rest of their members out. But no, McNoon is still in there doing damage. Is he finally going to die? Yes, he will. Mokuja almost died, but he was able to get out alive. And it was a 2-for-2 in that battle.
Yeah, trading of McNoon versus the jungler Cloud Templar, essentially. Both ADs for the teams going down. A little bit of an... Oh, no, actually... Yep, pretty even. Yeah,
actually, Urgot and Olaf went down for both teams, didn't they? No. Yeah. I'm sorry, Shen went down for MiG.
Yeah. So that's going to put McNoon a little bit further behind on the top lane. It's going to make his laning phase a little bit more difficult, but when they actually do move to the 5v5 fighting, which we're starting to see a lot of, that's not a bad position for e-mFire to be in. Mad Life had almost gotten taken out, but he was able to go use his ultimate and just barely get away. e-mFire once again showing that they don't necessarily have the best targeting when battles start. They frequently put on a lot of hurt to the tank, but then the tank just walks out of the fight. And the rest of the champions for MiG Frost are able to stick around and do the damage that they need to do. Oh no, NaJin's starting this fight, but all of MiG Frost, or MiG, yes, Frost
the position switcher, they switch him in. Urgot goes down immediately. Hero now doing a lot of damage. Mokuja is going to go down, but they're going to get Mad Life in exchange. With the last shot from Hoon, is Hoon going to die having dived into the enemy team? Gungwoong says yes, but Hoon says no, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to kill Cloud Templar as well. Rapid Star goes down as well. And with a handful of hit points on 2 of their members combined, NaJin is going to get the Dragon in addition to complete an utter ace for only 2 actual deaths, even though 2 of their heroes came so close. 2 of their champions almost died. That's exactly what you want to have happen.
Yeah, that just shows the dueling power of Olaf. As soon as he gets a certain amount of health, when he drops his Ragnarok ultimate, he's going to be getting a ridiculous amount of armor to just boost up his lifesteal. So difficult to take him out. He got away with very, very little health, and now he's going to be able to go clear some of these minion waves, get the money that he needs. He is only down by 6 CS, which is going to change right now. Very nice for him. However, Olaf on MiG Frost is up 4 kills.
Yeah, Gunwoong, as usual, carrying hardcore. 4 kills and 3 assists, only 1 death. And yeah, you mentioned, you know, he's got a few more creeps, but he had 2 gold per 5s for a good 10 minutes. And he's now turned 1 into a Shurelius, but he still has a Heart of Gold. So he's getting more gold overall than the enemy Olaf, definitely.
Yep. And once again, though, they did actually focus down that Alistar after Urgot was taken out. They were able to pick up the kill, but just barely. If Urgot, or if Alistar had gotten a little bit further out of the fight, that would have been a lot of wasted damage once again. And I think that fight would have actually gone in MiG Frost's favor. So e-mFire might need to focus down Ryze a bit more in these upcoming fights. He's going to be dishing out a lot of damage. Currently with 165 CS, only about 10 over e-mFire's Ryze, but still relatively substantial.
Yeah, and of course, let's not forget, that could have gone way differently with double-digit health on McNoon and 1 or 2 bars of health on, I don't remember who the Vinyl Cat, I think.
Yeah. Oh,
anyway,
eating some poison.
Shen is pushing bottom lane hardcore here, but you know the trick of Shen is that he can ult in when he needs to, but he kind of needs to right now. It's 5v4, and they're going to lose towers. Going to keep losing towers as a result. But they're holding off for now. So he's going to keep pushing this tower.
Yeah, if it is a trade, a little bit better for e-mFire to take down the middle turret compared to the bottom turret. The middle turret's going to be a lane that's going to be the kill move later in the game. But McNoon taking a lot of extra damage he doesn't necessarily need to. Sapling running in there to try to help. But it gets taken out quite quickly by exploding.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess this makes a lot of sense. I mean, if you can have your entire team occupied by 4 of your team, and even if you're trading towers, you know, at the very least, Shen is getting creep score and experience that, you know. That's true. That one of the members of Team NaJin isn't, so they're still getting ahead in that sense.
Yeah, but Shen doesn't quite have his full split pushing potential yet with the items that he has. He's going a little bit more tanky at the moment. 2 health items and then 2 magic resistance items. If you count the Wit's End and his boots. So not able to completely take down this turret as quickly as he would have liked, but he did get it down to already half. However,
yeah, he's still going for it.
NaJin's going to take down the middle turret.
Yes, they are, and yeah, especially with Urgot out in the jungle there, with only 3 members, MiG cannot do anything about that. And they lose that tower. Shen is eventually going to get bottom tower as well. He might want to choose now to try and ultimate in if they're going to do an engagement, because otherwise, if they lose an inhibitor tower, that starts to become real big trouble. Yeah.
And the longer that he stays down here, the worse it's going to get. He is actually taking a lot of damage from these minions. So, yep, he's going to safely recall. That trade was actually in favor of. Oh no, McNoon!
Oh, what was McNoon doing there?
Out in the middle of nowhere, trying to Ragnarok out, but it is not enough. He does get taken down.
Yeah, he burned Ghost there too, and he almost made it out actually, but one last Acid Thunder did him in. MiG still being a little bit aggressive despite. Oh, they're gonna do a position switch, so they pull the Urgot out. Oh, Hero actually gets out. He flashes out of that. He's going to position switch back into the battle. Loco, both Urgots go down. No, he stops. Bokuja doesn't get the kill on Urgot. Urgot is distracting Bokuja all this time. He thought he was dead. He didn't go for the kill. And he survives. Loco survives. And Hoon is going to die in the meantime. He barely gets the enemy Ryze at the same time. Oh, no. Mokuja left Loco for dead, started walking away, and Loco walked out of the battle.
Yeah, dropping that Taric capacitor right at the last second to stay alive. McNoon must not be feeling too good right now. If he did not get picked off like that, that battle would have gone completely differently. We saw a 4v, I think it was a 4v5, almost
exactly
going in favor of NaJin, but just all of MiG Frost was able to get out with just a tad bit of health. McNoon were there, he would have cleaned that up.
Yeah, exactly. One axe would have gotten 2 more kills for his team, basically.
Yep.
One undertow. Wow.
So if you're playing online, make sure you're not the guy that gets caught out like that. Always stay with the rest of your team.
There's a couple heroes that can get away with it oftentimes.
Yeah, but even if you can get away with it, it's never the right move.
You're right.
But despite that team loss, they're still e-mFire is still only down by a little over 2K. Not anything that big of a deal.
That's kind of. Go ahead.
The ward placement here for MiG Frost is quite nice. Dragon is about to be up again, and both teams are posturing for that. But both teams know where the other team is.
I was just going to say, that was kind of interesting. Both Ryzes using their ultimate desperate power to clear out creeps at almost the same time in the middle. Of course, it's a very low cooldown, so guess what? It's already cooled down on both of them. In the time it took for me to mention it.
Yep. Cloud Templar's ultimate is almost back up. Pretty much everyone else's is ready to be played. However, a lot of the summoner spells are still down from that last engagement.
Wow. 3,337 hit points on, I believe that was McNoon?
Probably McNoon, yeah. So, NaJin definitely does want to be the ones to start this fight. They got a bit better team fighting items. The Frozen Heart on Urgot for e-mFire, while Frost does not have that quite yet. It's going to give them a little bit of an advantage, and that's why they are starting this Dragon, but it's going to come down to whoever gets the final burst with that smite. A little bit of dangerous.
Smite it, I think. Oh, the position reverser goes down, but the position reverser goes down in reverse, but he gets torn out of it. Hero's going to go down as well as Urgot for both. No, gun wound looks like he's trying to survive. He does not quite get out of it. Vital Cat now turning the tables, trying to stun one of them. Rapid Star quickly going down as well. Hoon trying to get out of here, but he's going to get a kill. Yes, Ryze kills Ryze as Ryze kills, Maokai kills Ryze. Sorry. Vital Cat is going to die eventually, but Mokuja is going to get out alive. No, is he going to? No, he's not going to get out of there. And it's 4 for 3 there. The advantage going to Team MiG, and the Dragon going to Team MiG as well as a result, which is going to put them up about 4,000 or 5,000 gold.
Yeah, both teams taking out the same targets at roughly the same time. The Urgot's going down first, then the Olafs, then the Ryzes, and then it was left for the final 2-on-2. But MiG Frost just came out slightly ahead with Shen dishing out a lot more damage than Maokai.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but what it looked like is that Hero used his position switcher or reverser, I forgot.
Hyperkinetic position reverser.
Position reverser, yes. Hero used his position reverser on Loco-Doco, and Loco-Doco tried to do his back out again.
I didn't see where the second one was, but either way, Loco ended up in the middle of NaJin, was able to be taken out, but Hero was kind of off to the side where the rest of MiG Frost could take him out relatively quickly too. And that trade is actually in favor of MiG Frost because Hero is a little bit stronger than Loco-Doco right now. So losing Hero is a bigger hit to the overall DPS of NaJin than losing Loco is for MiG Frost. And that just showed in the rest of the team fight that followed from there.
Well, Templar says, "You're not taking this tower without a fight." And then he says, "Okay, you are."
It's a mental fight.
Okay, if there's 4 of you, you are taking this without a fight.
Yeah, so still only 3K gold difference. 30 minutes into the game. These teams are staying extremely close, but all 5 are being positioned. McNoon taking a lot of damage right off the bat, but that's okay for McNoon. Oh, position changing again.
Wow, absolute mayhem breaking out. Everyone is clumped up, which means that the damage of Ryze is going to be huge for both teams. But no, MiG is coming out ahead, and they knocked up Hoon. They knocked up Hoon, so he couldn't do any more damage. With his ultimate on, McNoon gets punched away from the battle so that Mokuja can get picked off at their leisure. And they pick up 4 kills again. MiG barely winning the last team fight. Now coming out way ahead in this team fight, only losing one of their members. Are they going to go for Baron now? They just might.
Yeah, and with the teams being pretty much the same champions, same composition, once one team starts getting further ahead, that's just going to snowball over and over again because no team is stronger at any point of the game than the other. McNew trying to go in there, but he's going to get caught out. He's going to go down as well, donating a free kill to MiG Frost.
And they jump right back on Baron to make sure it doesn't heal up. They're going to get it. Nice.
What was 3K gold 2 minutes ago is now 6.5K. And a ton of confidence for MiG Frost.
Be more, perhaps if the minions take this tower out. That's not quite.
Yeah, so
I say not quite, and then I'm like watching, like, wait, are they gonna get it? No, not quite. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, the thing is that the two Ryze champions on both teams are relatively even. The Urgot slightly higher on e-mFire, but like I was saying before, with both of those champions being targeted down early, that advantage isn't as big as it really seems, because when you're multiplying the damage per second by the number of seconds they're in the fight, you only get a slight margin of difference for e-mFire. And then Shen is just dishing out so much more damage than Olaf, or than Maokai, and Olaf on MiG Frost, 10 kills and only 2 deaths compared to McNew's 0 and 5. Not too good.
I wonder what happens when both Urgots use their position reversal on each other at the same moment.
Well, one would stun the other first, so it's whoever got it.
Suppress the other, yeah.
Or you
I guess one would have to somehow take precedence. But it seems like if they were to click it at the same time, it would be just a matter of chance which one.
And that's why you play on land, so you have the same exact latency.
Oh, man. MiG pushing up the middle here with the Baron buff in hand. They are 6K gold ahead. This is the most epic rivalry we've seen in the Korean LoL scene. It's been completely even. MiG taking the first game. NaJin coming back with a hero comeback in the second game. But MiG now holds the reins to this one in the third tie-breaking match. It could easily turn back around in one good team fight, though. That is very true. Tricky situation. They're not far behind. 6K gold is not insurmountable. Now 7K, actually.
Yeah, and e-mFire is up on turrets, so they are going to be able to push to an inhibitor with one good ace, like you're saying. So as long as they're not out mentally, they can definitely come back in the game as well. That's actually a really good point. There's just one inhibitor. There's just the inhibitor tower left in middle, so if they can win any fight, they will get an inhibitor probably. Yep. The problem is that Shen is going to be able to do a lot of split pushing, so MiG Frost is going to have presence in 2 different spots of the map, but as soon as that team fight happens, it'll be a 5v5. So it's free advantage for Shen. That's one of the reasons why he does get banned out so much. The other being that he's just such a good duelist as well early on. That's why I was a little surprised we didn't see 2 of them. Yeah. But with Mokaja there on... There are 3 Shirelia's Revelries on e-mFire. Wow, they could like, if they do win that team fight, they could just speed up the mid lane pretty quick. Yeah. But that could be gold put towards some other items. Yeah. Like MiG Frost has. We do have a Guardian's Angel on e-mFire's Urgot, however, so that's going to help him stay alive in this fight. That could actually make a really, really big difference in this next fight. Guardian's Angel, for anyone that's new to this game, does let you come back to life with a bit of extra health, so you need to be killed twice in order to actually be sent to the grave. Extra health on top of being dead, not extra health on top of your usual health. Oh, yeah, yeah. Of course. To clarify, in case people aren't familiar with that. Yeah, it's really handy because then if you get focused down in the fight, which, well, let's face it, the Urgots have been some of the first to go in all these fights, then it kind of wastes a lot of time because then you come back and you can still do some stuff a couple seconds later. Yep. Very common item for Urgot because you're constantly being put in a position to be able to be focused down by the enemy team quite a bit. But having it earlier for e-mFire, if they can force this engagement relatively soon, they might be in decent shape. However, being behind 8K gold now, it's quite considerable. Wow. This is insane. Just a little bit.
Well, Baron buff has worn off for the MiG team. So they don't have that. They still are pushing here. A little bit. Again, Shen trying to split push down on the bottom, but Olaf is down there, which means it could be a 4v5 in middle if MiG decides to engage with Shen.
Or they could just pick Olaf off on his own before anything happens.
They went for that red buff instead. But you're right, that would have been pretty bad. The tower is almost gone, so he's going to give up that tower. And now we do have it down to an inhibitor tower for NaJin as well on the bottom lane.
Yeah, I think it's really going to come down to this next team fight. If MiG Frost wins it, that's going to give them such a huge lead. Baron will be up soon. They'll be able to grab that again.
Yeah.
However, if e-mFire can win it, that will put them back in the game and again give them the ability to grab Baron if the fight doesn't go too strongly either way.
Yeah, I mean, if it's 4 for 5, they won't be able to make too much out of it. But Hero with the Guardian Angel, though, really, really strong. Unfortunately, though, MiG's Olaf is doing a lot better. He's got a lot more stuff going on.
Yeah.
10 kills to 0 kills for McNoon.
And the buffs are going in favor of MiG Frost as well, able to control e-mFire's buffs quite nicely, which we saw in the first game. And that actually helped them really solidify the leads that they were getting.
Yeah. MiG is really keeping the minions pushed on all different lanes here. That's really kind of how they're using this advantage, how they're pressing it home. They're picking Baron. I did not get a timer on the Baron this time actually, but I know it's going to be up pretty soon since the Baron buff wore off a while ago, and so they might be thinking about grouping up there. Mad Life is clearing out wards in the vicinity to make sure they don't have vision.
Yeah, even if Frost doesn't actually go for the Baron, what they can do is they can force e-mFire to stay in the area, and then just Shen does the split pushing like we've been talking about the entire game. That's going to do a lot of damage because there's not much that e-mFire can do about it except force the Baron themselves.
NaJin walking right through an entire field of wards. MiG knows exactly where they are at all times, and actually they're just going to say, forget Baron. But Shen is actually split pushing the bottom. He might get an inhibitor tower. MiG is all recalling to try and save their inhibitor while Shen gets the inhibitor down here. This is actually going to go really well for MiG. The reverser goes down. Locodoco's caught in the middle, but he is taking a lot of damage. He's going to flash back into base. He's going to reverse himself back into tower range. Hero's doing tons of damage, but MiG coming out way ahead. Can Hoon turn it around? Is he going to be able to do enough damage? No, he's going to get picked off very quickly as well. It is 3 up to 2 up, and McNoon is going to walk past that tower. No!
Beautiful stun by Alistar, keeping McNoon within tower range, getting taken down quite quickly. Hero comes back from the Guardian, or with the Guardian's Angel, but it gets taken out immediately again. That's going to be another ace. The inhibitor turret was taken down by minions of MiG Frost. The Baron is still open. 3 champions up for MiG.
Wow.
Not looking good for e-mFire in this 5th match against each other.
No, it looks like MiG has them on the ropes. Here they are going in for the middle tower. A couple of NaJin are going to be up in about 5 seconds, so they might, yeah, they're going to be able to defend their inhibitor tower, but they have an inhibitor down. They have the minions pushing their nexus, so they're not going to be able to get out of their base to contest this Baron very easily.
Yeah, they will not be able to get there in time with anyone other than Maokai trying to jump in there with just an attempted Hail Mary smite, but I don't think he's going to be able to get it against these 3 champions of MiG Frost. Rapidstar, of course, peeling away to make sure that Maokai can't get within range.
Rapidstar running interference. They are trying to get in there. Oh, no, almost. He did get the steal. He did get the steal. He dies for it, but he did steal the Baron. Oh my gosh, that was awesome. The flash, the dive in with his root, and stealing the Baron with an epic smite. That was a Hail Mary smite, but you know what? He caught it in the end zone, and that's a huge boon for NaJin right now.
Oh no, position reversal, throwing Hero out of position.
Never mind.
That's going to get him killed.
Never
there goes
mind.
your Baron buff.
McNoon is slowed. Is he going to get out of here with Ragnarok? He's actually going to turn around and try and kill Cloud Templar. Not going to happen.
Yeah, it was necessary for eMFire to grab that Baron buff, but it might just not be enough. Super minions pressing in from the bottom lane. This turret is going to be taking a lot of hurt without Mokuja and Hero able to do anything about it. Second inhibitor is going to go down.
Yeah, Mad Life is spamming Triumphant War to make sure that his team stays healed up with McNoon's Undertow Axis being thrown at him. Wow. This is bad for NaJin. They're in a pretty bad spot, Torch.
Yep. They need to defend until they can get their inhibitors back up.
Yeah.
And then be able to put on quick pressure so that Shen can't do any sort of split pushing like we saw before.
I don't think Shen's even had to use his ultimate.
Yeah, he did.
Did he?
Yeah, that's how he got back to the team fight in the base.
Oh, never mind. I was confused. Oh, you're right. I thought he had beat in for some reason.
Another
no,
advantage
exactly
of Shen's ultimate is he actually does put a shield on the ally for a little while, so he's been keeping Urgot alive a little bit longer than he normally would have. Still.
I was mistaken. McNoon going for this red buff here, taking it out, kiting in circles just for fun. Gunwung is glowing with all kinds of buffs.
One more dragon going into MiG Frost Bank. Those dragon scales are quite valuable.
Yeah, they are up. MiG is up over 10,000 gold now, and that becomes the point where it's really hard to just win one team fight and come back, because it's hard to win that team fight, you know?
That is very true. Especially since there's not really that many champions that eMFire can really focus down. They can go for Urgot, but Urgot's starting to go extremely tanky. He's got his Frozen Heart, he's got an extra Negatron Cloak, and now he's got a Warmog, so that as soon as he farms that item up, he's going to have a ridiculous amount of health. So even though Hero has a Guardian's Angel essentially in a full-on team fight is kind of like a Zhonya's Hourglass in addition to just a little bit of extra health. It forces you to just be untargetable for a little while, and then you come back with a bit more health than it seemed like you had. But compared to just straight up Warmog's armor health, I'm not sure which is going to be better in this situation.
MiG pushing in on the mid tower now, and Olaf has to stay bottom. McNoon has to stay bottom to deal with Shen, trying to push in there, whose ultimate, Stand United, is back up, so he can jump into the fight in the middle if he needs to. But, I mean, there's super minions pushing bottom and top. It's going to be hard for NaJin to keep enough people in the middle to defend this.
Yeah, that's very
Hoon has
true.
to come off.
But MiG Frost was waiting a little bit for those extra minions before going in. They're going to be able to put on about a third damage to the turret, but that's going to force Olaf to get caught, but it's not going to be enough. All of MiG Frost is going to go in here for this final play here if they actually pull it off. However, Rapstar going down very quickly. Gunwood going to follow just as well. Turret doing a ton of damage to him. The Guardian's Angel keeping Hero alive.
Oh, Hoon is still alive too.
Lokodoko's going to go down.
Oh my God,
this might be an ace in favor of eMFire. No,
Alistar gets away.
Mad Life gets away, but what is he going to be able to do? The inhibitor for eMFire is back up. If they can catch Mad Life off here, they can do a get the full ace like you're talking about. But no, 4 champions of eMFire are going to go for the mid, try to get a counter inhibitor. But,
Alistar actually got the inhibitor there. But you're exactly right. NaJin is charging up the middle. They're going to try and get an inhibitor of their own and just let Hoon take care of their base.
They have about 30 seconds before anyone from MiG Frost is going to be able to say anything about that. That is going to be definitely an inhibitor. But the question is, what are they going to do from there? They're still down by 10k gold. They're still missing 2 inhibitors of their own. So 2 versus 1, they're still not going to have a crazy advantage. But just the fact that they won that last team fight so convincingly will rally them quite a bit. They lose a Nexus turret as well, though.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Ryze, what's one of the disadvantages of Ryze is he doesn't have a lot of minion clearing power, so he can't clear out those minions fast enough. They're able to take out the tower there. That was crazy, although I do got to hand it to Hoon. I think what happened there, again, it was so crazy, it was hard to tell. Loco Doco used his position reverser on Hoon, on Ryze, but he actually pulled him into a safe position, and then they didn't focus Ryze after doing that. So he just kind of pumped out the hurt, pumping out tons and tons of spells, and that's why he was able to turn things around, because Rapid Star went down, MiG did not have their Ryze, and NaJin did have their Ryze.
Yeah, and
without a normal ranged AD carry, the Ryzes are doing most of the damage for the entire team.
That and one of the champions for MiG Frost did actually get rooted near the turret, so he was taking a lot of extra damage, and just the more times the turret hits you, the more damage it's going to be doing consecutively. So that was actually able to take down one of the champions of MiG Frost. e-mFire's hero, the Urgot, was actually able to use his Guardian's Angels come back to life like we were seeing before.
Yeah.
And that allowed him to stay out of the fight long enough to force MiG away from him, and then they were able to clean up the rest of them,
then he was
except
able to
for
start,
Rapid Star,
yeah.
or except for Mad Life.
Sorry to interrupt there. Yeah, you're exactly right. But despite that win, I mean, if they lost that team fight, they lost the game, period.
Yeah.
But they did win in that team fight, but they still have super minions pushing in on bottom, and I think there might be a couple super minions left on top also.
Yeah, they're going to need to stay in their base to clear off another wave or two.
Templar hits him with the axe. He's hiding in the bush. He's actually going to ult out of there. Wow, and that was close because he had all the team going for him, but guess what? While the entire team is down there, MiG looking to take his tower, doing some damage.
And the Baron is now up, but the ultimate for Cloud Templar is down, so he's not going to be able to do any split pushing like we've been seeing this entire time.
Getting very close to rooted. He does get rooted. The ultimate goes down. They cannot pick him off, though. They're trying to go focus on Cloud Templar. He is staying alive a lot, though. And oh no, Urgot goes down. Can Hoon dish out the damage again this time? Hoon going back in. He's low on health. He's being focused. Can he lifesteal back? No! Hoon dies! Oh no! And Madlight's gonna get out as well. Final Cat's gonna die. Mokuja is going to be tracked down as well. Oh, and there's the GG! MiG takes the third game, takes the win, and Loco Doco is so excited about it. He's doing a little dance for us. Wow, the epic rivalry determined in epic fashion with a 47-minute game, 48-minute game as the final blind mode pick, and MiG dominating it.
Can't even put our words together anymore because that was an awesome series for these two teams, showing the rivalry in true fashion.